Well, Travis, you're gonna make this anyway, just because in the future you'll want to see this shit. I don't know, you haven't made like a video in like a month, but we got all the raw stuff. Maybe one day we won't be so tired and we'll make a fucking video. But anyway, I just got done with Tehachapi. It's like on the other side of that mountain. Like if this wasn't here, I could see it. But we did come down this thing, on like Sunday or whatever, and then that overpass. We got super lucky. After like an hour and a half, we were able to get like an Uber because like the bus, we missed it. Like the taxi guy was on vacation. And talking to one lady that dropped me off here, apparently that was a good thing because he charges like $60 to go like, what, an 8-minute drive. So I guess that's his gig or whatever. But yeah, it was real nice getting into town, taking a shower, the first one I've had since like Tahoe, which was like September 24th. So it was close to, I think it was like a little over 3 weeks how long it went. But yeah, it felt really good. Also, like being painfully full for like a day and a half was also great. I had so many mcmuffins, and just I had like Indian food too, which was, I had like chicken korma. That's like my favorite at Indian places, and then like some Mexican too. Which yeah, like also the post office at Tehachapi is like in the worst spot ever. Like normally I feel like cities and towns, like they got it kind of like downtown or whatever, where it's like kind of convenient, but it's like on the far north side of like town or whatever. It took me an hour to walk there from like the hotel because I'm on like the eastern edge. So yeah, it's kind of a pain. But you know what? Might as well sit down. There's like a bench here. God knows the next time. Oh shit! I don't want to break this. Well, the Boy Scouts built it, but I'm pretty heavy. Like this bag's actually pretty heavy, like fully loaded right now with water and food. And this time I am not running out of food. That has happened 3 times to me now, and I really hate it. Let's see. First was what, when I was like getting to like Leavenworth, I think it was. Yeah, I ran out of food there. When I got to Stevens Pass, like the second time was the Sierras. I mean, that's fair enough. Like it's really hard to carry enough food for 240 miles. And then I had like, I guess no real good reason to like run out of food. It's just like there was nothing at Kennedy Meadows. Like they had fucking no real food. Like they were bought out, which sucked too, because like, I know my parents sent like a box to where I only had like a couple snacks, but then I thought I'd be like, fine, because it's like a general store. They're supposed to have plenty. They didn't have shit. Also, I'm like so tired of like this long hair or whatever. Like it sheds so much. Like the hotel room is just like disgusting because my hair is everywhere. It's all over the floor. Like when I take a shower, it gets all over the walls. Like I get it now. Like I get why women's hair is always on the walls of the shower. It's just because it's long. And we must not notice our very short hairs. I don't know why anyone would have long hair. It is fucking stupid. God, does anything really happen in town? Not really. Like, all I did was, what I normally do when I get into town, just clean myself, eat a fuck ton, and not move. But on my way to the post office, I did run into Kickstand again. So I ran into him 4 times. Like, the last time I ran into him was like, he was taking the bus to like Mammoth, so that was like right before. That was when I got to Yosemite or whatever. So he had to have skipped something, because I was thinking about that. Like when I got done talking to him, because like, he was going to be in Mammoth for like a day or two. Probably like they're like resupplying there. Like I'm leaving the bus, so I had like a day or two at least head start on him. And then, like, I also did no resupplying in the Sierras. Like, I basically did that as fast as a person can even, do it. And then he said he even stopped in, like, Lone Pine, which means he might even went up Whitney, maybe. So I don't really know. He had to skip some, especially because when I heard him on the bus, like, I remember he said he wasn't going to do more than 20 miles in the Sierras. And I was doing like 25 minimum. So I don't know. But I mean, I guess I can't blame him for skipping. That part really sucked. And also, it's just like, you know, he's called Kickstand because he has a prosthetic leg. So, you know what? I'll cut him some slack. I won't investigate it further, but it did make me think. Oh, and then I also ran into, let's see, Jukebox and I forget the dude's name, but anyway, they're like the couple I found their camera on that one trail. So I talked to them a little bit as I got my one cold brew pumpkin spice latte. No, just I don't know what it was, but it was great. Um, yeah, no, let's see. I think it was all interesting, and then nothing else really. Well, I guess the only thing with like the desert, not much to look at. Again, I'll give you a look. See what I'm looking at. Like, yeah, Tehachapi's got like a huge like wind farm or whatever. Like, I've been going through these things like for a while now. Like, they're on the other side, and they're even on like the far side of that too, like on the side of that mountain. Too much to look at, obviously, in the desert, and also like water is just like so far between. Like, it's basically only once a day thing. Like, you'll find it, and then whatever water you grab's got to last like you 20 miles, sometimes more, sometimes a little bit less. But yeah, so I guess that saves some time on the trail. It saves even more because a lot of times like there's no natural water thing, so we're getting real like honestly, I don't think without trail angels like it'd even be possible to do the desert portion of the Pacific Crest Trail, just because like a lot of the water points are just like water caches. They leave like, you know, those giant 5 gallon, you know, water jugs, and just like a bunch of them. Like, there'll be 50 in one spot. Because yeah, right now that's essentially what I depend on for water, and if it's not there, like, you kind of fucked. Because you can die really quick in desert, no water. And it's like, I don't know, temperature's not too bad. It's really just the sun. The sun is the only thing that really makes it hot. Like, I want to say it's probably not even 70, but just because there's never any overcast and it's always like direct sunlight, it always feels like warmer. Like, it honestly feels like it's probably closer to like the 80s, but I know it's not even close to that. But yeah, can't blame about that too much. Also, just like now that I've been now this year, it's like the internet service is a lot, well, not a lot better, but it exists. It exists. So every once in a while, I'm able to get that too. Oh, and is there anything else? I don't really know. Only got like 563 miles to go or something like that too. So I'm getting down there. I told my parents to ship one last package to Idly Wild, and that was it. Oh shit! Speaking about that, I got to text one last thing to send. And yeah, that's it.